Hey, welcome back to Visions Now Supper Club. All views expressed for their educational and journalistic purposes, they're not the views of the management, advertisers, nor staff of 92.1 FM. However, Visions does desire to bring a quality entertainment program which intellectually stimulates and culturally fulfills our community's needs to develop leadership and informed decision-making for our collective future. Welcome to the village. Often imitated, but never duplicated. I'm Dr. Jaylene Hood, your host and executive producer. Welcome.
One of the worst things you could do is give your children a phone. Worst thing. Yeah, I know. You're feeling guilty now. Don't feel guilty because you just heard it from me. One of the worst things you could do is give your It doesn't end until like 20-something years old. That's why you think, well, like, they're older. Why they acting like they lost their mind? It's because their brain hasn't fully developed. But 1 through 5 is developing, Erickson's law, trust versus mistrust, all these things, all these neurons, right? When you give them the phone, they're like this. And the way the phone works, because it's usually like a game or something that you think they're learning the ABCs, so you're feeling not guilty because, at least they're learning the ABCs. Yeah, no. The phone and those video games or whatever's on there moves like this. If you watch it, everything moves fast. It's like a song is fast, this is fast, it goes to something else, it goes to something else. That is wiring their brain. So now their brain is like this, right? They're fast, everything's fast. So when we're slow and now we're in the grocery store and we got to wait in line, I don't want to wait because my brain is going fast. You programmed it. You gave them the phone. One of the worst things you could do is give your children.
That can't nobody handle police like white men. Salute to all the white guys out there. I was watching this guy. This white guy got pulled over there. He got pulled over. Cop comes to his window. He goes, "Where you going?" He says, "I don't answer questions." So he says, "My constitutional right, my Fifth Amendment." He says, "Well, I need to check in your car." He says, "I do not submit to any searches or seizures. It's my Fourth Amendment right. I'm not doing that." He says, he says, "Am I being detained?" He says, "What's your articulable reason of why you're pulling me over?" So then after he got through there, the guy went off scot-free. So when I saw this guy doing it, I'm thinking, I'm going to do something.
No.
Boy, that cop came up to me. He says, "Where you going?" I says, "I don't answer the question." He says, "Get
It's Paulina Bryan. I'm from Orange, New Jersey. I'm a CEO and founder of Live Lawyer app. My son Jordan had purchased a new car and he kept calling me and kept getting stopped by the police. And he would call me all the time like, "Ma, the cops keep stopping me. I don't know what to say." And I replied just out of frustration, "Too bad you can't Skype a lawyer." And I was like, well, maybe you can Skype a lawyer. So I started the process, went to my patent attorney and started getting the process together for Live Lawyer app. That's how I came up with the idea. Live Lawyer app is an app. If the police stop you, you push my app. A lawyer will come on via a Skype-like or FaceTime-like feature. You'll get represented immediately. It will also ping your selected contacts, letting them know where you're located and that you've been stopped. And then my last phase is going to be voice activation. Because what if the police tell you can't touch your phone?
Right.
Say Live Lawyer app automatically pops on and everything gets saved to the cloud. My name is Paulina Bryan. I'm from Orange, New Jersey. I'm a CEO and founder of Live Lawyer app.
And I said, excuse me, may I speak? The young man who was crazy said, I wouldn't give up. I said, I understand that, but may I speak? If these, I said, I've heard that before too. But may I speak to you? You see, if they think they really got it wrong, and so I said, I see that. But when was the last time anyone told you how important you are? You're the best we have. We need you desperately. Do you know that our people stood on auction blocks for you? Did you know we got up before sunrise and slept after sunset so that you could stay alive? You could be here this day? I put my arm around his waist and I just walked him down a little sort of decline. And I talked to him about our people.
And she put her arms around him and she just walked him away. And they had their own private moment. You know, I don't know everything that was said, but it was phenomenal.
Suddenly he started to cry. And I turned his back to the crowd and just talked to him. I didn't have a Kleenex or handkerchief. I just took my hand and wiped his face. And when he had control of himself again, I continued to my trailer. Within 2 minutes, Miss Janet Jackson came to my trailer. She said, Dr. Angelo, I don't believe you actually spoke to Tupac Shakur. So I said, darling, I don't know Six-Pack Shakur. I didn't that. I had no idea who he was. She said, but he's a very famous rap. And I said, excuse me, may I speak? The young man who was crazy said, I wouldn't give.
I don't want to be a strong, independent woman no more. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Y'all women on Al Gore's internet talking about, I don't need a man for nothing. Girl, you in that rose. I don't care. I'm ready for somebody to take care of me. And I don't mean financially. Getting your rubbed, watching a movie after a long day, top tier. I don't need a man financially, but I want a man physically, spiritually, mentally. I want somebody to take fire photos with and I can put on my phone and I can never show nobody. That's what I want. I want a partner. I want to travel the world with somebody. Roast my kids with, build legacy. Meal prep every once in a while. I hate meal prepping all the time. Yes, I want to wake my kids up at 5 a.m. with Nerf guns. And I want a man to be hiding behind a closet so when they think they safe, he do a front flip out of it and put them in the back of the legs. I need that. You got me, babe? Because I got you. I don't want to be a strong, independent woman no more.
Understand that a man wants a woman who encourages him without nagging him. He wants a woman who believes in his dreams, even though she know he can't do it. Your man come home talking about he done quit his good ass job at the post office because he want to be an astronaut. Don't say shit, just pull out your sewing machine and make him an astronaut outfit because you believe in him. Mix him up some tang, slice him up some cheese, tell him get up, you're gonna be late for the moon.
If thou shalt not kill, then thou shalt not eat of the flesh of that which has been killed.
There seems to be so many contradicting messages in the Bible because the minute you say something like that, someone's coming back with, well, this person ate in the Bible, they ate this. And how do we get through to people?
We were told to love God, that which is beating our hearts and breathing us, that which is perfectly and divinely designed us, that which is the animating spirit of all orders of existence with our whole body, heart, mind, with all of our might. We weren't told to love a book more than we love our body. And we weren't told to love your cigarettes more than you love your lungs. You understand? Love your reefer more than you love your lungs. Love your alcohol more than you love your bloodstream. I'm just saying is that at this particular point in time, we need to realize that the laws that govern existence came so far before the Bible. The Bible cannot excuse us or absolve us of our duty, obligation, and responsibility to be knocking, asking, seeking for the truth when we see that there is something seriously wrong in our realm where our parents are dying from cancer, heart disease, diabetes, dialysis, all of this. So no, we are in the midst of a sea of sickness, illness, and disease. We are being herded like cash cows in multi-trillion-dollar business of sickness, illness, disease. And if thou shalt not kill, then thou shalt not eat of the flesh of that which has been.
Men are not smart enough to know this.
Not smart enough to know what? Let us hear it.
The higher you elevate your woman, the less available she is to other men.
So if we elevate her, spend our money on her, she'll become less accessible to other men. I see.
If you treat her less, you will make her accessible to anyone she thinks will treat her right.
Would submit naturally if a man was leading properly. I'll be saying it like that. And I'll just be wondering, if I gotta go off and do my man on my own, right? Develop my leadership skills and all that, why the f do I have to make you submissive? Ooh. Why do I have to make you a follower? Again, I'm not talking to y'all because you know nobody ever wears that shoe. I'm not talking to y'all. I just be seeing these memes that say that men are the reason that women are not feminine. And that men are the reason. I'm not saying we ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just saying if I solely have to do with my process as far as me becoming a leader and becoming more masculine or whatever you deem that to be, then why is it that I also have to be responsible for the process that you have to go through to become an effective follower? I'm just saying if I got to go do my work, you go do yours, and let's meet when we both healthy. You feel me? Because a lot of these questions be coming from an unhealthy place. You expect a man to somehow bring a structure into some that you're not ready to follow.
You got 10 friends. Why in the world all 10 of y'all buying exotic cars to just go do dumb stuff with? When all 10 of y'all can just run your scores up to 800, get $250,000 worth of available credit. Now y'all got $2.5 million. Did you know that if you did that right, that's $25 million worth of businesses that you could buy? See, it was this group at Harvard. They're already doing that. They're running up their credit to be able to run up credit plus business credit plus funding to buy these businesses out. And then now that's a cash flow asset. So now the SBA covers 90%. If you got $2.5 million raised, that's $25 million of business buying power. Did you know that that's probably about $8 million a year in business revenue? And so now if I can service the debt right, you got all of those people with about $2 to $3 million of profit coming in. They split it down to $300K a year. Imagine graduating Harvard, buying $300K a year versus trying to find a job to give it to you when you control everything. That's where the new wealth is going. And if people don't catch that train, they're going to get left behind.
A wonderful applause of me when I first came in tonight. I mean, it was staggering. But you know, you can't get me crazy. Come on, brother. Come on. You can applaud all night. I just sit here and bow, but while I'm bowing, I'm giving the praise where I know it belongs. See, it don't belong to me. It belongs to God. And I say that sincerely because I could disappoint you, and I hope I never will. But God will never disappoint you. So I'm not going to teach you to follow me. I'm teaching you to serve God and to worship him and to worship him alone. And don't set up no rival or no partner with him, because he's unique and incomparable. He has no associates. Right. All right. We only come to God as an honored servant. That's all we can be, is a servant of God. But what a great joy it is. Yeah. Your wonderful applause of me when I first came in tonight, I mean, it was staggering.
Hello, visionaries. This is Dr. Jaylene Wood, the host and executive producer for Visions Now, and also your Mystic brother. That's right, with the Mystic Moment, 92.1 FM, smooth R&B, every Thursday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we're the one that said, help us help you. And what we're trying to do is that we're trying to get money into our community. We spend too much money with other people that don't do nothing for our community. All of this water here, that we are here for fundraisers for you, okay, to help us provide resources for our programs for our young people. We were just in Elizabeth County yesterday. We're going to be going to Warren Williams, going to be going to Fowley Homes. We're coming to a neighborhood near you. But the bottom line is that if you have an athletic team, they need to be drinking real water. This is water not from Walmart. This is from the Black Wall Street Network. We have to bring our dollars back home. We're making everybody rich, okay, and also making us emotionally poor because we don't support each other. So if you have a business out there, restaurant, or you know somebody, or you just want to get some water for your own personal use, this is the best water in the business. None better. God made this water. It's artesian spring water. Artesian. Don't go by this. I'm not gonna call no name. That blue bottle and all these other jackleg bottles. No. This is the real water.
Good evening, family.
That's better.
That's better. I hope everybody's having a good afternoon.
And I'd just like
evening.
to say also that let's say hello to Sister Candace Sunshine Buckner, and also Brother Jesse James is watching us, and I'd like to thank them for checking in, and of course appreciate y'all being here with us tonight.
I got some technical difficulties going on. 1 second.
You had know your dad was on the little minister.
Yeah, good. This one.
I don't know what's going on with it.
Got this one we straight in my pocket.
Yeah.
Sir.
But again, hope everybody's having a good evening. Made it through the week. That's a blessing. Again, we're back with another installment of Visions Now. I am your host for the evening, Julian, and we got a good show in store this evening. No, I don't have any news particularly. So is there any news y'all want to get into before we get started? Or we're gonna go ahead and what y'all thinking?
Well, I just again, I guess nothing right off per se, but I would like to say that I did enjoy last Saturday going to a workshop put on by Brother Johnny Warner of the Black History Museum Archives, and I had a brother there that did a history of basically Prince Hall Masonry in Columbus, Georgia, and of course my grandfather was a Prince Hall Mason, and up there, up in the air with Prince Hall, and he gave us a lot of good history, and we kind of looking forward to bringing him together with us, because if you don't know, we are planning on having a very significant and historic conference coming to Columbus, Georgia in January, and that's the Association for the Study of African Classical Civilization. They have scholars, the major scholars in America many of whom will be in Columbus, Georgia, to honor Dr. John Henry Clark's birthday. And so we're going to be bringing to you more information about that, but I'm very excited. Matter of fact, I think Dr. Carr of Howard University, you know him, he's on YouTube and other venues, but we hope he'll be here as well, and other scholars across America that have studied and have different aspects of the study for the Association of African Classical Civilization. And we look forward to that. Today, of course, as always, he's not a guest. You know, he's a co-host. I mean, when he shows up, that's Mr. Mikhail Muhammad, and of course we chatting with him a little bit about a few things. You know, but what's out on our mind is that, of course, we'd like to send our condolences to Tuskegee University community. You know, that really it's a sign of the times, and you know, that is very sad that you know, such a joyous and historic occasion. They were celebrating the 100th homecoming celebration. By the way, were your sisters over? Did you? Okay, it was out. Okay. Right, and my daughter was over there. She wasn't there at that time, but she was over there for the celebration. And again, it's just very unfortunate that that is such a historic occasion. But again, the sign of time. We don't. Our children don't have it. As my dear friend Brother Akhenaten said, you know, and we all say it, but I mean, but he made sure he put in there, knowledge yourself. Is that because our young people don't have knowledge of self, they'll commit suicide. I mean, they will destroy the people who are trying to love them and help them. They will destroy them. So we're going to have to do something. And by the way, I'm glad to see dear brother on today, because we need to investigate what's going on over there in the Dub, all those shootings. And we're going to be talking about that more and more, because I'm a little saddened by within the last 2 or 3 weeks, there have been 2 shootings over there in my old stomping grounds, East Winton, Carver Heights, but more familiarly known and affectionately known as the Dub these days. And I don't know, Six. I don't know if you want to call in or not, but I think somebody need to bring some clarity about what is going on over there. I don't know what is inside conflict. I don't know what is outside conflict. Not really sure, but we got to do something about that. We can't. That too many of us. That has been the wound. Each one has been the wound for too many of us, and we take great pride in that's the womb. That holy hill called Carver High School is over there, and that type of thing. So again, we like to send our condolences also to those who were shot. I don't know as of yet. We're gonna put together a delegation and try to come out there. By the way, anyone out there who live in the Dub or have some close tie, if you want to call in at 706-324-1420, just to let us know about what the needs are and what's going on over there. Because we always see that. I mean, we got our issues, but that's a place that we love. We used to run barefooted through the alleys or on the road down over there in the Dub as children, and so again, I'm just very saddened by that shooting that took place, and I think 2 or 3 people were shot. I hope they're doing better now.
Yes, I do.
And so what do you heard about, Brother Minister?
It's similar to what you just spoke on. My thing at first, just thank you again for me being present on the show again. But over in Winton area, and it's been a plea that coming from us, from the coalition, where
and that's the New Era Coalition, Columbus, Georgia,
working with the parents, and we need to feel what we was asking for, so that we can be a part of the problem, so that we don't have
part
to
of the
go
solution.
Solution, yes.
Right.
Pardon me. So
Right.
we can be, so we can help in that area, and not only just that area. You know, Elizabeth Kennedy just as bad.
Right.
But nevertheless, we don't need no more of our youngsters doing what they're doing now. We have a group of youngsters now that we've been working with for the last couple of months.
Right.
About 20, 25 of them, and we're working closely, and their parents begin to open their eyes just a little bit to see how important it is for them to have a mentor. Yourself and myself, we've been asking for mentors, people to work with us.
We're trying. Our goal is before the end of the year, we want to at least have 200. But at this stage, again, can we get 50 by the end of the year? I mean, you know.
So those that are listening, do a call in. You know, we're here to help.
Prince Hall, Modern Free, veterans.
Yes.
We would like to thank you for your service to our neighborhoods. As mentors.
Yeah, you served the country well, but now you need to serve us.
That part.
And then not only us, some of you are grandparents to some of these children, and you're veterans.
Right.
Some of you have influence, so we need the influence that the veterans have. We need the influence that the Masons have. We need the influence that the Nation of Islam has, so that we can work together as a unit instead of looking at a fragmented, you over here and we suffer from the same problem all over the city. And we need to work together and pour the resources that we have so we can accomplish what we need to accomplish to save our future.
No doubt about it. But by the way, Brother Noble, the number is 706-324-1420. If you want to call in and chime in here, I know you got some feelings and thoughts about what's going on out here. But another thing about it, what gets me is that I always get a little uncomfortable around this season because everybody talking about how many turkeys they want to give away to people for Thanksgiving dinner. And I always get a little, I understand the gesture, but my thing is that what are they going to eat after Thanksgiving? Okay, well, are they going to be able to live after Thanksgiving? I mean, with what's going on in our neighborhood, families not getting along, dad is not in the house, mama don't want him in the house, mom and dad ain't getting along, brother and sister not getting along, the children 12, 13 years old getting in trouble, 14, 15, 16, 17, ain't got no job. I'm trying to say, we got to, I'd like to thank very much all those who came together. Brother Kashif, need to hear your voice, my brother. 706-324-1420. Give us a call. We need to hear your voices. You street soldiers out there. Matter of fact, we got a meeting. Every ex-offender out there on our voice, and everybody call in. We want to get a list. We're going to have a special closed meeting with all formerly incarcerated citizens coming up. We want to do it before the end of the year. So someone to formerly, when you put it on there, just find out what's going on there. Yes, you listen to this is Vision now. Your Supper Club 706-324-1420. Yes, Carla, what's your vision?
Hey, brother.
How you doing?
It's Dr. Ox Martin, brother, calling in because great shit here was being said. Something very important is being said about the community. We're trying to get all people involved that have any type of affiliation with, like the councilman that are in the city, some of the administrators in the city, the mayor, just to get some activity in these communities, preventive, like, so that these situations won't continue to develop inside these communities. Very important.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, and that's my thing. I mean, we seem to make everything I understand the need for Thanksgiving dinner. But my point is that what about peace in our streets? Why can't we elevate that? I mean, we celebrate, have parades and we have great parties and tailgating and fellowship. And all that's great. But my concern is that what about the next day after that? What about those who are not able to really participate in the fanfare and things of that sort? We want to bring the joy and give people some sense of empowerment. And look, we can't expect somebody to come out of the sky or somebody to come from downtown to fix our problem, but they can give us the resources and we can fix it. You open up the door, we'll fix it ourselves. So we want our resources back. We pay taxes like everybody else. They getting ready. I just showed them my page. They get ready to spend almost $500,000 on a playground downtown. We can't get no money to help provide no jobs for our young people. Within 6 months, they built a brand new baseball field. Again, I'm for it. I think it's needed. My only point is that just with the same enthusiasm and urgency was to make sure that the baseball field is ready by the spring for a baseball game. Can we have the same urgency to provide resources so our young people can actually be on a baseball team? I mean, to learn how to play baseball. I mean,
that's right. I think that New Era Columbus has the plan.
That's right.
To implement some of the things that are needed inside the communities.
That's right.
And that's one thing I mentioned earlier about the councilmen that are in these districts. And East Highland area where a lot of this, while this violence is happening, I think we need to meet with them and see what they have to say.
Exactly.
If they're expected by the people in the community to represent them, why aren't they speaking up about it? And what's their plan?
Exactly.
And my last statement, brother, is knowledge of self.
Right.
We got to know self. And that's very important. I think New Era Columbus also has something in place for that as well.
Exactly. And thank you so very much, Brother Ognatin. And I see there's another one of my soldier sons up here, Keith Thornton. All praise is due to the Most High, my brother. I keep you in my prayers. I'm keeping up with you. I'm glad that you're strong enough. I'm glad I need to see your name pop up. And I know you feel like you're in a place too, but 706-324-1420. We know we got to do something about the dub, and I know if you were, in a better situation, I ain't no doubt, I know you'll be down here shoulder to shoulder, and we'll be going down through the dub, Thomas Street, Baldwin, 9th Street, Washington, all the Ilges Road, Reagan Road. We'll be knocking on them doors. I know, but again, I talked to Head today, and we trying to do some things. So I'm, he'll let you know what's going on. But if you want to call in, you put in a lot of work out here in these streets, and we got some good people out there. We just had Jesse James on Noble, Lee, Kashif. I know I got some soldier sons out there, and we need you because this generation, they need to hear from you all.
Thank you, sir.
So again, anybody want to call in? The hotline number is 706-324-1420. Is the hotline number. You like to express yourself on what can we do? And anybody know? I mean, we don't want this to be. There's somebody that's calling it. Julie, let's find out who's calling in. Yes, caller. What's your vision? This is Visions Now, your Supper Club.
This is Sharon J. Hill.
Hey, Miss Sharon, how you doing?
Everyone.
How you doing? All the way from Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, and let's be real clear, Powder Springs to be most.
Okay. I get it. Powder Springs.
Respect for Cobb County Metro.
Okay.
Atlanta, but thank you, and that was awesome conversation regarding what needs to happen, and I think you need to give that appeal again, if you would, about the formerly incarcerated, that you all need a meeting.
Right. No doubt about it.
Here in Atlanta, in the metro area, and this is really for the state.
Right.
Is what we're connecting the dots for.
Because see, when I go into the prisons each week, I tell the guys all the time, look, the reason why I'm here to recruit soldiers to come back out, because the solution to the problems, and I honestly believe this, we will never solve the problems that we have with our young people acting crazy and not acting crazy. They're losing their mind out here until those who are incarcerated come back out here. Let us train them and prepare them to go in and rescue and save their sons and their cousins and their neighbors' children. In other words, we need them who walk those same paths to come back and let them know, I've already been to where you don't need to go where I've been. Let me show you. Let me turn you around right here.
Thank you for that, because Dr. Hutt, what has been lost in translation, and we know that it also occurs, we say, let me make my own mistake. Why?
No. Make some new mistakes, not the old ones.
Yes, you're supposed to learn from others.
That's right. That's right.
If in the meantime you have your own, that is for others to learn from as well. And so I think it's an awesome opportunity. Thank you for the work. Thank you for always making it known that we really do what we really need to be doing, and on the ground is where the work is done.
And that's my point. That's my point. That's my point. And the other thing about it is, we shouldn't have to call our city council representatives or our state house representatives or state senate representatives. We shouldn't have to call them. They should be calling us saying, hey, we need to do something about this. But instead, we kind of call them. Then they don't want to. They take their own little time. But when these other people call them for nonsense and for selfish things and for the usual nonsense, the thing that makes our community better, they respond quickly. They return the call, but they too busy when it comes down to the things that actually impact the people, the least of thee. And as being a man of faith, I heard that somewhere. I read that what you're doing to the least of thee, you also do unto me. So therefore, they are really belittling their faith when they do not respond to the cries of the people that are really living this life that they don't want to live, but they're captured, they're caught into this I call it the matrix. We're trying to unplug people out of this matrix. I don't know which pill they're taking, the blue or the red pill. Which one? One of them open your eyes and one of them keep you in fantasy land. Which one is it, Junior?
The red one wake you up. The blue one put you to sleep.
Oh, okay. We're trying to get them the red pill. And by the way, I want to say this. See, brothers like Keith, brothers like Kashif, brothers like Jesse James, brothers like Tahead, these brothers, see, these are the examples they need out here, because these brothers recognize and respect the OG, okay? But see, a lot of these YGs don't respect the G's, okay? And because a lot of these G's who call themselves G's, they don't respect the OGs. Because otherwise the OG wouldn't be here to be an OG if they didn't. There's an African proverb that said, do not try to teach the old gorilla how to walk through the jungle. Let that simmer down on you a little bit. Do not try to tell the old gorilla how to walk through the jungle.
And that's what I was saying, that we have to, for this time, for the longest, it's been lost in translation. I keep saying that because it has been, that's old. We don't do that anymore. But get this, we are in the Sankofa spirit to look back and to reach back for some of those things, okay?
Right.
And what we end up doing is throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
That part. That part.
You take the baby out of the bathwater, pour out the bathwater, okay?
Right.
And so you keep what matters. You keep what is substance.
Exactly.
What is
the baby.
Is and can be your substance.
Right. Keep the baby. Throw out the water. Well, you can replace the water. Can't replace the baby.
Go out with everything.
Exactly.
And so to your point, that's what has occurred.
Exactly.
But in righteousness, we are being brought back to the village.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
For those that have maintained the village spirit of how you say, no matter what, they say, well, you can't talk to these kids. You can't say nothing.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can talk to them.
They'll kill you. But get this. What better way to go? Doing what you are supposed to be doing.
As opposed to them shooting you in the back, shoot me in the front. Baby, don't shoot me in the back.
I'm talking to you.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm trying to love on you, trying to pour into you, trying to care for you.
You have done all that is needed. Truly,
exactly.
You will be empty then.
Exactly. Exactly.
So those are the things. And right now we know the Most High is looking for remnants. Will you be a remnant? We don't. It's all of the points that have been made and are made. This is the end of the end times. And right now, what is happening? We're being brought back to each other. I was talking earlier to group we were at a repast today with my church members, and blessings to the McConnell family. And he was a Marine.
Right.
Yes, leaves his wife, widow, and the children and grandchildren. But people were talking right now as we were at the repast about getting together with their families before the end of the year and during the holidays. And as they were talking, they said, we got to help each other. We got to help each other. And so I was sharing with them how, as I facilitate outreach, that we come across people who are in need of service, who needed help. I need help with my rent, my utilities,
Right.
or I'm homeless, or, I just got evicted.
Right.
And so what's the number one question? Well, do you have any family? That comes first before
Right.
anything
That
else,
part.
okay?
Right.
Do you? And so, I don't get along with my mom. I don't get along with my sister, my auntie, whatever. Or you're already there with a relative, and they say, "I got to go."
Let me stick a pin in that for a minute, because this is a soft, kind of a soft place and kind of sensitive area for me, because, I was blessed to have a grandmother that lived into basically 100, and my mother into her high 80s.
Wow.
And I loved them and they loved me. I cannot even imagine how somebody cannot get along with with their mama and with their. I can't even imagine, because those are my angels to this day. Those are my dad and my granddad. I appreciate them choosing who they chose. But my point is that, but who nurtured me, who laid hands on me, good and bad hands on me. But they did it in order to correct me and to chisel me into the man. It was their mamas. So I can't understand how somebody can't get along with their mama. I can't understand. Listen, all those years, you think I didn't have some different points of view, but I never raised my voice. I never. I can't even. I just can't even imagine how some of these young people talk to their mamas. Not alone.
Family across the board.
And grown people in general. But I can't figure.
Dealing with someone who is staying with their sister, and so this was a call I got on Sunday from another minister at another church. And, I said, well, okay, what's going on? And he said, well, he currently staying with his sister. I said, okay, well, what's the problem?
Yeah, man, what's
so
for
here
real?
we go with pulling back the layers.
Right.
So does he receive disability? Because are you calling me to try and put him in a hotel? If he's staying with his sister, is she putting a time limit on this? And so that's what I was sharing with the ladies who were saying they were going to have a conversation with their children, because one woman was just recently widowed, and that's why. And because of that situation, she was saying, to have a conversation with her children, because they need to help each other. But this is the thing: what does help look like? And then when we're talking about family, because these are things that we have been looking to do, right? People are being evicted, and so. What we need to do, have alternatives, innovative ideas on moving towards a means for you to thrive until you're transitioned. So trying to put families together.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
Help each other.
Right.
Help each other.
Let me say that on that note.
Stop helping each other.
See, on that note, when I grew up, and I was just telling somebody also about the mosque today is like the church used to be.
Yeah.
And like the church and what the mosque used to be and the temple used to be and the church it used to be. In other words, they were not just a place to go and for the choir, a Bible study. It was the community center. So therefore, you knew in advance. So therefore, they had a list of places where people could could go to. They already knew who you could get a room from and stay if you had that kind of issue. So these days, I mean, these are community service centers, but they're not playing that part. And so then they get in their feelings when we call them out. When so many of these pastors, we've been asking them to let us come in and help them develop a social service program for their church, for their members. And you can count on one hand the number of pastors in this community that say, well, come on in and help us, help the families who need to help their children and others. I don't know what are they afraid of. I mean, they got this mentality. I mean, look, if you got to do that to keep somebody in your congregation, then you probably don't need them in your congregation, and you scared to let them get some help. And all these children. My point is, all these churches, why are they unchurched? Why are they unchurched? These are opportunities to go to these families and to show your love for these families. Like right now, I don't know where these young people that got shot the other day live, but my thing is there'll be a time to go take some food by their house and talk to their mamas and dad. This is going to be a good time to have that conversation to say, look, I'm glad your child didn't die, but let's find out what's going on here.
Right. There may be other children as well. That's right. That are seeing what's going on, know what's going on. And it's an opportunity, definitely, for imparting wisdom. So this is important for what you all are speaking to. And again, like I said, this conversation just today on families coming together. But this is what I told them. You've got to get bare bones because you in helping others, you don't know how you say how they live.
Yes, sis. Can you stick a pin?
That takes getting raw and real with, hey, let's make this plan. How are you? Where are you? What have you done already? Do you have savings? You got to ask these questions. Do you have savings? How long? What about your job? How, because we don't know. We don't know what lies ahead.
So Sharon,
we don't know.
Mr. Mikhail Muhammad from the Nation of Islam want to say something to you.
Go ahead. Yes, but of course.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Look, your first opening, I barely can hear you, but I'm starting to feel where you're at. The parents the ones that are having these problems with the siblings and with the grandmothers, with the grandfathers and the evictions and whatnot. Now, as Dr. Hood was saying, when we came through the churches, it was a place.
That's right.
Now, at the mosque, it's a place. But when the system that we are in take you away from the base, and your base is the God. If the people themselves is losing their contact with the Creator, then out of disrespecting God, then you lose that spirit of closeness. You lose that spirit of love one to the other. So our families are being destroyed because there's no God in the heart.
That's right.
So they have to recognize the fact that in whatever their problems is with their family, it's an atonement process that they'll have to go through. You can't be arrogant and then you're homeless. You can't hold your grudges and you're homeless. You can't hold those kind of feelings because some of us don't like to give up the thought of what happened 5, 6, 7 years ago. So if we can't make amends one to the other, then the problem going to always exist. So as you stated earlier, sister, we're in the end times. Now, the climate that we're in today, based on what have just taken place a few days ago. See, so now it's not going to get easier for our people.
That's right.
See, so if we don't take the time for those of us that have a voice to try to point to those that are having these problems, this is what's going to have to take place to solve the problem that you're having with your sister, the problem that you're going to have with your brother. So if they refuse to work this thing out, then the problem going to hurt them most than those that could help them if they would just say, look, I apologize. I know I did it wrong. Mama, I know I cussed you. Mom, I know I did. If they are too proud to go back and apologize, then God won't open the hearts of those that can help them to help them.
Let me add this thought here, and that is about coming the end of days. With the end of days being here, that's the bad news and the good news. Because what it means is that now there's a new day coming. And so my thing is that, and that's why a lot of people are sorrowful, because they're wishing for the days that they long for. And my thing is that we have an opportunity now to build the type of reality that we think it should be. See, we can't criticize people for what they don't do for us. We got to criticize each other for what we don't do for ourselves. See, so that's where the problem comes in, is that these churches and these other people out here, they don't want to work together because they think that the congregation belongs to them. The congregation, they're convening God's people on behalf of God. They're not trying to keep them in the church. They're trying to keep God in their life. But the pastors, they got to get God in their life first. And the politicians definitely got to get the money out of their mind, and they bosses out of their mind, and they position out of their mind, and understand that you're supposed to be a servant. You're supposed to be a disciple. You're supposed to be a servant, a person. You as a politician, you're not no leader. And I tell people all the time, you don't have to worry about me. I'm not trying to be no leader. I'm a teacher. I'm not trying to lead nobody. I'm just trying to help people avoid the hellfire that we're already stepping in.
And thank you. And it has to be reinforced. It has to be reinforced. That is what I know from me growing up and knowing how people had 3 and 4 families in one house.
I remember those days.
We said, "Oh, we so
those are good times." They used to be a good time. Now they bad time. Back in the day, we had a good time when everybody stayed in there together. But these days, it's hell on wheels.
Yes.
One person in the 5-bedroom house.
Yes. Yeah. And 3, 4 was in the same bed. 5 or 6 in the other bed. Okay. And that love was there. That respect was there.
Exactly.
So look at
and you took care.
Yes,
that's right. Yes,
took care.
And then everybody had a part to play in that house
because everybody was bringing something. It was like a potluck. These days when people stay together, everybody trying to get something. Back in the day when people came together, everybody was bringing something. They were trying to help out, do their part. These days, people they just there to use the situation to their own personal ends.
Selfish.
So again, we kind of balling down, but again, thank you for being with us tonight, Ms. Sharon. And in the last thoughts you'd like to share before we go, you got about 15 seconds.
Sobering guidance. That's what has to always standing in righteousness, because we know that righteousness above all else, no matter what it looks like, shall prevail. And to understand that the Most High is just that.
That's right.
And nothing happens. Nothing happens.
That's right.
So everything you submit unto the presence of that as well, and understand.
Okay.
Government.
No doubt, man. That's another thing about it that we got to remind people. Call your representative. I'm trying to say this is that if with the violence going on in each one, and say, call your city council person, call your state representative, call your state senator, blow their phones up, call all the relatives.
You just hired them by the vote.
That's right. They're our employees
right now, and give them what the protocols are for your issues.
Call them.
Your district.
Tell them you want them. You want to see them on your street, and to find out exactly how they can help. New Era Coalition, Columbus, Georgia, help them, help you. Praise God. Thank you, Ms. Sharon.
Thank you all. Bless you all.
All right, and thank you all for your birthday
awesome
wishes.
Flavor. Awesome flavor.
Thank you so much. And that's because of that soup you brought in here. That good soup, that good Mississippi soup. You know how you do it.
Thank you.
No doubt.
Bye-bye.
So bye. So I want to thank you all for your birthday wishes. Again, I'm blessed and delighted to still be here. And I thank everybody who showed up there, Miss Gloria Alexander, Mr. Rashonda Gordon. Again, we got to do better. And I'm letting them say this. Some people, they want to do the dog and pony show. I'm saying we got to get these parents, because if nothing else, what's going on now, parents, you got to learn how to, if your child is in school or not in school, you still got to know how to do homeschooling. Every parent got to know how to do a homeschool, whether your child is in school or not in school. And we're going to teach you how to do that. Give us a call at New Era Coalition, 706-221-4830. Every home got to have a book reading time. The whole family need to sit around the table and pass that book around, and every child need to be able to read to the mama and daddy, whoever's there, and the mama and daddy and the parents got to read to the children. We got to get our children reading, get off these phones, get off these tablets, and get back to reality. Because our children are getting plugged into the what you call it?
Matrix.
What we call the thing? The maze. What we call that thing?
That's the maze.
What we call it? The red and blue pill. The Matrix. We got to get. We got. We got to unplug our children from the Matrix because we killing them. So again, Julian, in the last words here.
No last words.
No last word. Okay. Well, again, we'd like to thank you all for being with tonight, Brother Mikhail.
Organize. Let's go come together. Call these numbers so we can be a part of your life. Stop listening. Start calling so you can be part of what.
Call the mayor.
Call these numbers so we can be a part of the solution.
That's right. That's right.
We're losing too many of our babies.
If we get ready, if we stay ready, then we're going to get ready. And by the way, next time we're going to talk about what people need to have in their house, like water, beans. We need
we'll go through the survival process.
That's right.
On the next call, because see what we have not realized is you're looking at the food prices going up, but we want to deal with why the prices are going up and then what you have to do, prepare yourself when the prices get to where you can't afford to buy no food.
And we're talking to some farmers about having food so you don't have to get all your food outside your community. You can get some food from your community. And matter of fact, you can want to sell some food. We want to provide some jobs that way as well. So Julian, where we stand at right now?
We good. Heading out.